Hello students, welcome to our Read Aloud. Well, we've been learning about vegetables, haven't we? And we started off with carrots growing under the ground, right? And then we moved up a little bit to lettuce growing on the ground. Guess what? We're going higher today with tomatoes growing on a vine. Tomatoes grow on a vine, so they're going to grow up even higher than those lettuces that are right on the surface of the ground. Let's see. Tomatoes Grow on a Vine by Mary Schuh. Table of contents. Vines in the garden. Growing. Pollination. Ripening other foods. Glossary, read more internet sites and index. Oh, look at those beautiful, yummy tomatoes. Vines in the garden. On the ground or up a fence, vines grow longer each day. Many fruits and vegetables grow on garden vines. Oh, and look at the cute little page symbols. Here they're tomatoes. Oh, I see that diagram that they have. Now, I got to stop and think about something. This is the same life cycle diagram we've seen in the other books in the series, right? So that's something to keep in mind when you start to enjoy any kind of series. Fiction or nonfiction, you can pay attention to what is similar in the books of the series because that helps you with your learning, right? So we almost always know we can expect. In fact, I wonder if we could predict right now. So I bet there's going to be this life cycle thing, and I think later it said other in the table of contents, right? It said other foods. So I bet there's going to be a part about how the plant grows. And then I think there's also going to be a part about other fruits and vegetables that grow on vines, right? Because that's what it had in the other books. So let's see if our prediction is correct. Anyway, let's look up close at this life cycle. Seeds, seedlings, flowers, and the flowers grow into tomatoes. Look at those teeny tiny seeds. Here we go. Tomatoes are vegetables that grow on vines. Tomato vines climb up tall stakes or wire cages. Oh, sure enough, there's the little plant starting to grow. Growing. Tomato vines start as seeds. The seeds sprout in about 1 week. Loose soil gives roots room to grow. The seeds grow into seedlings with many branches and leaves. And look, they even put nice labels and arrows to show us that in the picture. Ooh, and I see little flowers starting. Pollination. As tomato vines grow, small yellow flowers form. Each flower has pollen and eggs inside. The pollen fertilizes the eggs. After fertilization, green tomatoes grow. Vine stems carry water and nutrients to the tomatoes. Ripening. After 2 to 3 months, the tomatoes ripen. They are picked off the vine. Seeds inside tomatoes can grow into new tomato plants. Other foods. Other food ripens on vines. Pumpkins, squash, and watermelons grow on vines along the ground. So there we have pumpkins, squash, and watermelon. Pole beans, cucumbers, and grapes also grow on vines. Vines give vegetables and fruits the nutrients they need to grow big and ripe. And there's a close-up. Look at those giant beans. No wonder they call them pole beans because they're as long as a pole. Cucumbers and grapes. And there's the glossary and the information at the back. So, are you noticing some connection between all of these? I did point out how they have similar characteristics in the book, right? They have the life cycle, they have other foods, but there's something else that's happening. Did you notice? This one had a page about pollination and the importance of the pollen going from flower to start the fruit to grow, right? And that's something we got to keep in mind, and I wanted to show you something special. So, you know, plants are really growing a lot now in spring, and I have this very fun poster that a student last year made for me, and it's called the Butterfly Cafe. And guess what that is for? It's for my pollinator garden. I have special plants in my garden that are native to this area that are especially yummy and delicious for the bees and the butterflies and all the insects that come they're coming for the nectar, right? They're coming to eat, but the pollen, the little yellow powder, gets on their bodies, and then they go from flower to flower and plant to plant, and they pollinate other plants, and that's how fruit and vegetables grow. And so as spring comes here, I'll be showing you some more little views in my garden of the flowers coming up, and hopefully with some pollinators too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Tomatoes Grow on a Vine. We're moving up. I wonder what will be next. We've been underground, on the ground, on a vine. What could come next? Anyway, don't forget to keep washing your hands, cover your coughs and sneezes, do some reading, do some writing, help your family around the house, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.